Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Good morning, crypto friends. How are we doing out there? Looking at these bounces in play. So looking here at Bitcoin, BTC, USD. Looking at support at the 54,415.53, and resistance level is going to be down there at the 56,346. Moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum hitting that $4,000 mark, trying to get and close above there. So looking at support at the 3,753 and resistance up there at the 4085 range. All-time high in sight. So keep an eye out for that as Ethereum Bounce is on its way. Moving on to BNB USD, Binance Coin looking pretty strong here. Climbing its way up through the evaluate zone. So we're looking at support down there at the 627.85 and encountering the resistance right there on that previous high. So we'll set that down where it belongs right there at the 660.56. Look at Cardano, ADA, USD. And we have support down at the, let's get this sorted out, didn't save again, weird. Support 1.596 and resistance is going to be down at the, where are we at? There we go. There's a resistance level right there. The 1.76. Let's move on to PolkaDot, DOT, USD. Support 35.60 and resistance 37.70. Let's have a look at Doge. The Doge did get down, touch that 100-day moving average. And so we're looking at support at the 0.4591 and resistance 0.5595 for Doge. Trying to get back above these moving averages. Let's move on to Litecoin, LTC, USD. Litecoin has support at the 345.19 and your resistance level on the climb back through. First going to encounter the 374.07 for LTC USD. Let's move on to Link, LINK USD. Chainlink. Looking at support to hold at the 44.61 and resistance at the 47.81. Moving on to XLM Stellar. We did trigger all these stop losses, by the way, so I just kind of moved them down here out of the way. So we're looking at support at the 0.618 and resistance up to 0.660. For Stellar, moving on to Vechain. VET USD. We have support holding at the 0.1996 and resistance at the 0.2143. Moving on to FIL USD. We have support holding at the 135.83 and resistance for now is going to be the 141.10. Look at Storj, STORJ USD up 3.62% this morning. And as soon as we can grab a hold of that stop loss, get that down there where it belongs, and then we'll have support at the 1.80 and climbing back through as we look at resistance there. Excuse me, 1.927. Moving on to IOTA, Internet of Things. As you can see, lost support there. Stop loss triggered. Support 1.946 and resistance on the climb back through is going to be right there on that previous high as we test it as we speak, I should say. So we could go up a little bit. There we are. Got to get above that 100-day moving average. Big volume on these candles, so watch out for that. And we have support and resistance. So resistance 2.06 for IOTA. Moving on to comp, up 3%. Battling this way back through We have support for you at the right there on the previous lows, 790.646, and resistance up at the 837.81. Moving on to basic attention coin, BAT USD. Grab that stop loss, put it just beneath that 100-day moving average. You see we held up there, good bounce off the 100-day moving average. We're going to have support the 1.3261 and resistance climbing up through the 1.3695. Then you watch for these moving averages as we try to get above those. Let's look at Ethereum Classic, ETC USD. Holding support 101.950 and resistance climbing back through is going to be the 113.74. Moving on to Mana, MANA USD. Pretty much the same case. 1.31 is your support. And grab this resistance. It's going to be right there on that 100-day moving average. So that previous high we couldn't get through there at the 1.380. Let's move on to ZIL USD. Get that stop loss down there just beneath that 100-day moving average. We'll look for support to hold up right up here at the 0.216 and resistance climbing up. We got some wiggle room for this one. Resistance there to 0.226. Moving on to NU USD. Trying to grab all these things. There we go. We have support there at the 0.426 and resistance just above there. So we'll consider that one a pass, and we'll go up to 0.45101. Look at it, NMR USD up 4.48% off this bounce. So we have support down there just underneath us at the 61.90. And resistance going to be the climb back through all the way up there at the 66.719. Let's move on to GRT USD. Stop loss out of the way. Support 1.327. I should say 1.3727. There we go. And resistance 1.430. Moving on to UNI USD. UNI 35.80 is your support, and resistance going to be climbing back through that range right there, 37.16. Moving on to AAVE USD. Let's not grab that. Let's grab this. There we go. Yes. Looking at support up there at the 432.98 and resistance. Going to be, you see we're ricocheting off that 100-day moving average, so we're going to find resistance first at the 441.59. Moving on to MKR USD. We have support on that previous low. Yeah, right there. 4942.63 and resistance at the 5133.28. Moving on to audio. Into some NFTs. We have support holding up there to 2.09 and resistance going to be just on that 26-day, I should say 12-day moving average, the 2.18. Going on to CHZ USD. .424 and resistance coming back through is a 0.450. Moving on to Theta, THETA, USD, I should say. There we go. Looking down there at this 10.07 for support and resistance climbing up through. First going to be right there off that previous high at the 10.66. Moving on to ENJB USD. All right. Got support there at the 2.177 and resistance coming back through is going to be the 2.278. Wrap it up here with Harmony 1 ONE USD. Run up there, grab some stuff here. Get these support levels drawn out. There we are. So support at the 0.1199 and resistance up there at the 0.1267. So wrap it up here, having a look at BTC.D, which is the Bitcoin dominance. As you see, starting to fade. We're off about 1.5% now, down to 44.88% of the total crypto market cap, which is slightly up 0.5% at $2.308 trillion. Well, folks, that wraps it up for me for the day. Have a wonderful day out there, and we will see you soon.